So Anthony Yarde is having a little run out tonight against a guy called Stefani Koikov, a Bulgarian fighter who is 14-1 with 12 knockouts. If we have a look at his record here and the people he's fought, it's pretty much nobody. So you might look at the knockout percentage and think, oh, he could be dangerous, but then you look at the quality of opposition and it is absolutely horrendous. In his last fight, he fought a guy who was 26, 45-1. Before that, a guy who was 12-20, 7-9, 3-1, 13-69, 36-45. You get the picture. So this guy should be a pie. He should be someone who Anthony Yarde can just do what he wants with and take him out when he wants to take him out. That's what it should be. Sometimes you do get these anomalies. You get guys with unimpressive records in terms of the opposition they've faced who are unknown. According to Yarde, there's no footage of this guy online, then that is usually not a good sign. Because at the age of 30, when a guy's 14-1, if there's no footage of him online, that's usually because nobody has taken any interest in him because he isn't any good. So, yeah, this should be an easy run out for Yarde. Now, Yarde is set to fight Artur Beterbiev after this run out, and they're saying it's going to happen in January because see, the article here claims it's going to be announced on the 28th of January at the Oval Arena in Wembley. Beterbiev could fight a undisputed unification with Dmitry Bivol, but he has to take care of this mandatory against Yarde first. I don't know if there's any possibility of Yarde getting paid step-aside money and allowing Beterbiev to go fight Bivol for undisputed. If there is that possibility, then just like with the Kovalev fight, I would certainly advise Yarde to do that. Step aside, take the money, see how things play out, and then get your shot right afterwards. He's looking for opportunities to become champion. He already tried against Sergey Kovalev and failed. He had the opportunity then to step aside and get paid a lot of money to do so. He turned that down and chose to fight Kovalev in Russia. Didn't work out for him in that fight. Does he regret not taking the step-aside deal then? Evidently not, because he doesn't seem to be pursuing anything similar here with Artur Beterbiev. Now, if he was to go in there and score an upset over Beterbiev, and it would be a huge upset, then of course that would make him right not to accept any step-aside money. Because, maybe Beterbiev fights Bivol and doesn't win, and then Yarde has to fight Bivol, or Yarde gets the opportunity to fight Bivol up being his IBF mandatory, but Bivol's style just isn't as suited to Yarde as maybe Beterbiev's style is. I'm not saying it is, I'm just talking hypothetically here, talking about scenarios. So, yeah, maybe that would happen. Anthony Yarde seems to believe that now is his time and he can go in there and beat Artur Beterbiev. What do you guys think? Do you give him a better chance against Beterbiev than you did against Kovalev? Most people seem to believe that Beterbiev is just a better fighter than Kovalev. And they forget about Kovalev's run where he was looking real dangerous and knocking people out, stopping Jean-Pascal, etc. They tend to overlook all that because they've seen Kovalev's downfall. When you've seen a fighter become mortal, it makes you reassess his whole career. You look back and you think, was he ever really that good? We haven't had that moment with Beterbiev. We haven't seen him become mortal yet. Well, nearly against Callum Johnson, got dropped in that fight. But other than that little scare, we haven't seen it. We've just seen him be a beast and take people down. Are people overlooking Anthony Yarde in this fight? Are people overestimating Beterbiev? Is Beterbiev more vulnerable than people realize? Beterbiev has boxing skills. He's not just a come-forward pressure fighter. We saw that against Joe Smith. He allowed Joe Smith to come to him, and he walked him onto shots. And it's very rare with these Eastern European guys that they don't have boxing skills. Even if they're going in there like a Golovkin, seek and destroy, they usually have boxing skills that they can bust out whenever they're called for. Golovkin showed that several times in his career, and Artur Beterbiev has showed that several times in his career. Will he need to show those boxing skills here against Yarde? Will it be seek and destroy? What approach will he take? How will him and Yarde's styles gel? Who will be the aggressor? How's the fight going to end? I actually think it's quite interesting. If you're a betting man, what are the odds like on Anthony Yarde? Is it worth a punt on him? If I'm just to pick a winner, I got to go with a guy who's reliable. And that's Artur Beterbiev. I got to go with a guy that has the background and all that kind of thing. But he is up there in age at this point. He doesn't have a lot of miles on the clock. He's fresh at 37 or whatever he is now, 37, 38. He's fresh. But Father Time is undefeated. Doesn't matter how fresh you are at that age. If you're getting in there with a guy 6, 7, 8 years younger than you, oftentimes he's going to have more energy. You're not going to be the same guy in terms of your athleticism, sharpness, etc. at 37, 38 that you were at 30. So is the end of Beterbiev a lot closer than people realize? That's a question. It's not a statement. Is it closer than people think? And if it is, will Anthony Yarde expose it? We'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you're tired of the biased narratives and mass censorship on mainstream platforms, and you want to be part of a community of critical thinkers who love free speech just as much as you do, then come and join me on Patreon and access my weekly no-holds-barred, censorship-free podcast where we lift the lid on a wide variety of controversial topics. It's not mainstream friendly, it's not politically correct, but that's the whole point. We dare to stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. Just head on over to my Patreon page and select the tier called Hatman Hot Topics. You'll gain access to a minimum of 2 hours of exclusive content every single week, including podcasts, videos, interviews, live stream Q&As, as well as my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. Not to mention a vast back catalog of hundreds of hours of previous episodes. You can listen via the Patreon app with the option to download in high-quality MP3. We've also got an Element group where you can come and chat and hang out with myself and other members. Unlike Discord, it has full end-to-end encryption, is decentralized, and it's 100% censorship-free. You can also send voice notes as well as much larger audio and video files than you can on Discord. So come and sign up on Patreon. There's no contract, there's no commitment. You can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a cup of coffee. So I'll see you over there. I'm out.